It's the Davos week and it's the annual meeting at the World Economic Forum. Here it's a special event, the Alpine Tech Forum, also the home of Blockchain.swiss. And the core topics at LCX during that week are digital asset regulation, tokenization, and then obviously growth within Europe, as we've just applied for the MiCA license in Liechtenstein. We are now going for growth. But Alexander, what are the key topics at the Alpine Tech Forum for you, the speakers?
In general, what I think people are really aware of, there's an overall acceleration because of technology, and AI is just the latest ramification of that. And that has triggered a lot of discussions about how to deal with digital technology, with data, with privacy. And blockchain is one manifestation of that. You can be decentralized, you can decide about privacy or how much transparency you want. And the same applies to AI. And I think this combination has really been supercharging discussions up here. AI, blockchain technology, and this acceleration.
So looking at digital asset regulation, we have now finally a pan-European legislation, a framework which at least settles some rules for the markets and crypto assets regulation. And now everybody is talking about what's happening in the US. How do you see this global controversy now?
Two observations. One is that when America had this Operation Choke Point, it was true. They were really strangling the crypto sector. Legislation by prosecution or litigation. And now under Trump, he now launched a meme coin. You can debate if that's good or not, but he's really sending signals that he wants to be number one in that sector, in crypto. And I think whenever America decides to move ahead, they will move ahead. And I think they will go head to head now with Europe, that also has this regulation that America doesn't have, and Switzerland has this track record. So I think we'll be witnessing something very interesting, sort of how does a pan-European regulation framework stack up against the US superpower when it comes to finance? Both sides will be competing, who's number one?
That's right. What we are thriving for is a balance between regulation and innovation. I'm an entrepreneur, but the goal of LCX since the beginning was to be on the compliance side, getting it right, getting all the licenses which are available. And in the US, it's completely missing. We couldn't even apply for a license because there's no crypto-specific license. And that's what we are hoping to happen now. At the same time, we don't want over-regulation in Europe. Now it's a good framework. We see how it will be in practice to see how this will grow on a global level. Nevertheless, what we've seen, Alexander, now in the last couple of days is an immense inflow of new trading volume, new deposits, users coming to us because they are searching for European regulated exchange. So LCX now became the fastest growing European regulated crypto exchange. So we do see that the hard work now being regulated since January 2020 finally pays off. So, all the hard work we put in finally pays off. But then there's another topic called tokenization, the tokenization of financial assets, real-world assets. There are large institutions entering. Did you feel that as well? Do you have a different audience now? Is it not only the crypto crowd, but institutions joining these discussions?
I think Switzerland and Liechtenstein had even for a very long time investment products like ETPs. Americans launched ETFs on crypto last year, and they celebrated that, and Europe had for a long time. So I think as an asset class, Europe has been more advanced in a sense because it was available. You could buy it through your bank account and have it. You don't need a wallet. You can do both. America obviously is a financial powerhouse. I read recently that the pension funds of Michigan, I think Wisconsin, are allocating now to crypto. I think with the entire talk about crypto or Bitcoin as a reserve will also unlock things. And this is a question maybe also for you that I've been contemplating with a lot of people is, will stablecoins be the canary in the gold mine? Will they be the indicator who's going to win the race? Because that's a bit the weakness, the soft underbelly of the European regulation is the stablecoin. No, Circle, a US company, now has a euro stablecoin already available. No one else. How do you see that? I think the stablecoin will be an essential pillar, and we'll see how that pans out. Europe has to win that race as well. No.
Absolutely. And I mean, Circle is a close partner of LCX since the beginning also. Nevertheless, I feel it's a missed opportunity a little bit because the crypto valley always had been at the forefront. And I spoke to banks 2 or 3 years ago already to establish a stablecoin together with them, but they are a little bit hesitant. And I would wish for the industry that all these discussions we're having here would basically empower them and maybe make them a little bit more brave to actually take action. Because at the end of the day, it's a massive business. You know Circle,
Yes.
it's just the profits are, with the interest rates conditions at the moment, are super high. It's probably more profitable than any bank. There, even Deutsche Bank also makes much less profits. So it's a huge opportunity with these new business models.
And I think, to your question about tokenization, I think the payment rail, the fiat payment rail, will be essential for institutional investors.
Right.
No one wants to settle collaterals or loans or mortgages in Bitcoin because of the volatility. So stable coins are essential. And I think, to me, this is a bit the worry I have that Europe doesn't understand the essential. This is a founding pillar, the stablecoin, that there needs to be a European solution. And we just had this morning, we had Yuval Rus on our panel, the founder of Digital Asset. And again, the Americans proved that he has just much higher volumes because JP Morgan is an investor, he deals with Goldman Sachs. So America can really supercharge growth by tapping into this financial system. And that's a bit the weakness in Europe. Despite the regulation, how many Liechtenstein banks can really push you up? Or even, I wish UBS would be more open about it there. They do things behind the scenes, but they're not crypto champions. And I think as a former banker, I had discussions with a lot of people and say, hey, bankers and how I used to know them, they want to make money. Where is the problem here? If this is a digital asset class, if this is a new financial infrastructure, why is everyone so hesitant while the Americans, the BlackRocks, the Goldman Sachs are going all in and saying, hey, we want to win the market? So I think that is the big question mark I have where Europe versus the US.
But we already do see it. There's a strong interest now in institutions, especially as there's now a legal framework they can rely on, which had been missing. So we do see the interest now from institutions. Our team, while we're here in Davos, has increased from 0 to a waiting list, basically. They want to onboard, they want to have the fiat rails, and they are now kind of brave enough because they have a risk framework, a legal framework with the MiCA regulation in Europe. To sum up for our short discussion, it's about digital asset regulation, it's about tokenization, and ultimately we are seeing this growth, institutional growth of the large players, really bringing the niche blockchain innovation to a mass market. So with that, we say goodbye from Davos. See you soon.